My mom just passed away. The person that would always laugh with me when there would be happy things in life, and the person that would cry with me when there are sad things in life, she'd be there for me. My mom breathed her last breath. She's gone forever now. I'll never be able to see her again, at least not on Earth. She can't hold my hand now, and she can't touch my face anymore. She went to somewhere that's unreachable for me. She looks as if she's sleeping peacefully, but no matter how many times I called out for her, she won't wake up anymore and ask me what's going on. It feels like my heart has a gigantic hole in it. I feel so lonely and deserted all by myself, I can't stand it.
Is that so? Well, it's inevitable that all living beings face death. That's just nature. There's nothing that us humans can do something about it. Think of it as something positive. She's been suffering from an illness for a long time, and now she's free from it. She's resting now and found peace somewhere else that's much better than here. Don't be so sad about it. It was for the better. You need to think positively.
What did you just say? Did you really mean that?
She's found her way back to father-in-law. Her husband, I bet she's much happier wherever she is at right now. Honestly, it's much better that this has happened because she would have had to suffer who knows how long. Her having to be in agonizing pain that couldn't even be suppressed by painkillers, it's not worth it. Also, it isn't like she died young. She passed away after living for a long time. This death wasn't a bad death. It was more of a good death.
What? Are you being serious right now? A good death? How can you say that she didn't die young, so it's a good thing? She's only 63. That's much younger than the average life expectancy that we see in the modern day. All she did her whole life was work. But you call this a good death rather than a bad death? She didn't even get a chance to finally go and do something that she wanted. She didn't get rewarded for the hard work that she's done for her whole life. I feel like I haven't done enough for her, and that I should have been given more time to spend with her. There are still so many things that I wanted to do with her. The fact that I've lost that chance makes my heart shatter into pieces. But you say that her death was a good death? Don't you also have a mother of your own? Would you have said the same thing if this was about your mom and not mine?
I'm sorry, I think I might have come off in the wrong way. That's not what I meant. I'm sorry for making you think that I was insulting you or something. You're misunderstanding me. I'll try to be the best husband that there could be so that you can heal from this incident, so please don't be so mad. I don't think it's the right thing for us to be arguing when mother-in-law has passed.
So when are you going to come to the funeral then? The service will be held soon enough. Are you on your way yet?
About that, I don't know what to tell you, but I told my mom about how mother-in-law has passed away, and she told me that I dare not show up to the funeral. It's not like even if I attend the funeral, she'll come back to life. Plus, my mom told me that there's nothing that I can really do even if I show up to the funeral anyway.
What? Did she really say that? So, her in-law passed away, but not only is she not going to be attending the funeral, you won't come to the funeral either. What kind of ill-mannered crap is that? I've never heard of such a thing before in my life. That's ridiculous.
You know my mom is like a little girl. She's a scaredy cat and has bad reflexes. She wouldn't do well at a setting like a funeral service.
So she's not going to show up to my mom's funeral is what she's saying, huh? Does she not remember what happened when your father passed away? Your mom was so devastated about his death that my mom took care of most of the administrative processes for the funeral. How can someone be so backwards like that? Now that the tables have turned, she doesn't want to repay my mom for what she's done for her?
I told you, my mom is just different than your mom. My mom is sensitive and timid. She isn't the type to do well at a funeral. It's just a bunch of bad vibes going on. Your mom was strong, so she wasn't really affected by it that much. You need to understand and get over the differences in people. Just because your mom helped out like that doesn't mean that my mom can either. Why are you making it look like she owes your mom? It's a little forced, don't you think?
Wow. Okay, cool. I understand. I'm not going to waste my energy on trying to make someone that doesn't want to come to my mom's funeral come to it. But don't you think that it's a little too rude that you don't want to come to the funeral either? Isn't it common sense that you should attend your mother-in-law's funeral? In what world does a son-in-law not attend their mother-in-law's funeral? I've never heard of such a thing, unless it's an emergency. And it's all because you'll catch bad vibes? I'm already messed up and weary from having to deal with her passing. Stop torturing me by being stupid and just come to the funeral.
What if I catch some bad energy because I went to the funeral? I don't want something like that to happen. I might get unlucky and die or something, and I don't want to die yet. I have things to do in my life.
What the hell are you talking about? You were the one that didn't miss a single minute of the funeral that took place for your dad.
That's only because it's my dad's funeral. I'm also his oldest. I'm sure that if there were any demons or some evil spirits that came by, my dad would have protected me from them, so I could count on him when I went to the funeral. That's why I was able to get over being scared and be present for that one. It's different for your mom. I mean, think about it. It's just a label that she's my mother-in-law, but in reality, she really is a stranger at the end of the day. There's no blood related with that. Also, she has her own kids that can't attend the funeral for her. Why do I have to show up and act like I'm sad?
So you're gonna insist on not coming, is what you're saying, huh? Sure, let's just say that I understand where you're coming from, so I let it slide. But don't you think that you should at least say goodbye to her for one last time? Why would I want to continue living the rest of my life with some guy that can't even say goodbye to my mom passing away?
Okay, then tell me when the funeral service nears the end so that I can come say goodbye. I'll at least show up since you really want me to.
I'm an ordinary woman who's been married for 3 years now, coming up on my 32nd birthday this year. I loved my husband, so I got married to him. And besides the little clash that I have with my mother-in-law here and there, I thought that my marriage wasn't too bad at the end of the day. When my mom passed away, my husband acted like a stranger and told me that he wasn't going to come, and didn't consider even one bit about how I was feeling about the whole situation. I was so shocked about how rude and ill-mannered he was. He refused to show up to the funeral service, even though my mom was present for his father's. Although it made me resentful of him because of the way that he acted, I was too busy mourning the death of my mother that I didn't have much energy to even argue with my husband about his behavior. I really didn't think that he'd refuse to show up to the funeral like that, even if his mom told him not to go. He wasn't the person that I thought he was. I couldn't believe that my husband would do that to me. I lost all the trust and faith that I had in him, and he really didn't show up at all to the service, just like he said that he wouldn't. Where are you, and what in the world are you doing right now? Didn't you say you'd at least come here at the end of the funeral service? How could you really not show up at all? This is your mother-in-law. My mom passed away. Do you know how shameful it is every time when somebody asks me where you're at? I don't even know what to say to them. What, that you're scared of getting haunted by spirits?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to the funeral. My mom's telling me that her back's killing her right now, so I had to take her to the doctor.
Are you trying to purposefully get on my nerves or what? Does she not have anybody else to take her? You literally have siblings. Her back's been chronic for how long now? Was it really going to be a problem if someone else took her instead? So, for one, you're not going to even say goodbye to my mom, but you're going to dismiss the opportunity to do that by using your mom as an excuse when someone else could take her to the hospital.
Why are you twisting the situation so much? You're making me look like a bad guy right now, as if I deliberately tried to not come to the funeral. Just like you have feelings for your mom passing away, I have feelings for my mom having a hard time because her back is giving her a hard time. Why are you being so uptight and petty about a son bringing his mom to the hospital because she's in pain? Also, don't you think that you should focus on people that are alive and living right now than the people that are in the past now?
You act as if my mom didn't do anything for you at all when she was alive. Every time you came over, she'd make you your favorite food and send us back home with money in your pocket. Hasn't she done enough for you to at least come to her funeral?
I know that she liked me and I was trying to go at the end of the day, so don't forget about that. But my mom's having a hard time right now. What else could I have done? Dead people are gonna stay dead and living people are going to live on.
So you're really not gonna come, is what you're saying?
Stop acting like I'm not going because I don't want to. I can't go because I literally am not capable of showing up right now. Your brother and you are both at the funeral, so it doesn't really make much of a difference whether I go or not at this point. Quit bugging me about this and stop villainizing me. It's getting annoying.
I don't have anything else to say to you. Fine, Don't come. You don't have to. I doubt that my mom would want to see you at her funeral anyway.
Don't be too sad, or else it'll hurt your mom's feelings. When I get done with the hospital, I'll text you back.
I had no idea that my husband would turn out to be such a cold-hearted human being who doesn't care for the dead. But I had at least a little bit of hope left that he would show up when he told me. However, he ended up not showing up to the funeral. The man that I got married to because I trusted and loved betrayed me for something that I had no idea would be the reason. I wasn't expecting something like this to happen, and that he'd be so selfish and unempathetic. When this happened, the love that I had for my husband was gone in an instant. It was unbelievable. I decided to get a divorce with him. I had even more depressing things to deal with after the funeral itself.
Are you still at the funeral? We just got back from the doctor, but it seems like she's in a lot of pain today. She's telling me that she doesn't have the energy to make dinner. She says that she wants to eat some spaghetti and meatballs that you make. When are you going to be back home? Make sure to hit up the store and get the materials on your way back if you don't have the stuff already at home. She's waiting on you, all starving.
Honestly, I don't mean this to be disrespectful, but are you brain dead? Do you really expect me to make dinner for you guys after you've made a mockery out of my mother's death by disrespecting her like this? You didn't even have the common sense to tell me any encouraging words to make me feel better about the whole situation, and went as far as to not coming to my mother's funeral either. And you're trying to make me cook dinner for you two now? Go and get some groceries, huh? Are you kidding me right now? You must think that I'm some kind of a joke, don't you? You didn't even have a sense of dignity to at least be thankful to my mom for the things that she's done for you. And it turns out that at the same time, you don't have any respect for me either.
No, I said that I'm not going because I don't want that whole bad energy and demon stuff to get inside of me and whatnot. What would you do if I ended up dying because I caught something at the funeral? Your mom would be so upset to see what happened to you in the afterlife. She's trying her best to find peace, so let's not argue with one another and worry her about us anymore.
Don't put my mom's name in your mouth. I want to thread your mouth shut right now, but I can't. So just get out of my face and keep quiet.
How can you say something like that? It's rude and condescending. I understand how you feel right now, but you're going a little overboard with your wording. If the funeral's done, come back home now. If you don't feel like stopping by the store, I'll go and get the materials myself. You just cook it. Is that good enough for you?
I said that I can't go right now. I'm talking about the inheritance stuff with my lawyer right now, so stop bugging me.
Inheritance? Did she have something that she left behind? What kind of property did she own? I thought she was poor.
Poor? My mom. Don't you know that she saved up a lot of money with my dad? It's nearing around $800,000. She saved and didn't waste even a dime if it wasn't needed to be spent, so that she could pass it down to us.
Wow, is that true? Well, she was living in a small house and didn't seem to own anything expensive, so I thought she didn't have a lot of money. She really seemed like the peasant type, but I guess it was just a facade. I can't believe it.
What are you being so excited about? What does me inheriting stuff from my mom have anything to do with you?
Oh, don't talk like that now. We're husband and wife. What's yours is mine too. I'll head over to where you are right now. You're still at the funeral service, right? Just wait a moment. I'll be on my way now.
You don't have to.
I want to as the man. I don't want your brother to be taking all of the money.
First of all, my brother's not the type to be greedy, so don't get it wrong. It has nothing to do with you how much I inherit or not, so take your nose out of my business.
What?
I'm gonna finish up whatever's going on here and go ahead and start the divorce process, so I hope you're ready for that.
What are you talking about all of a sudden, babe? Divorce? There's no way that you would do something like that. I won't accept it. I have no thought of getting divorced with you, so don't try anything funky.
I don't care if you accept it or not. I don't have the confidence that I'll be able to live on with you for the rest of my life after seeing the type of person you are. Not only were you no help when I'm in a bad place because of my mom's passing, but you refuse to even come to her funeral? I can't live with someone like that. What's crazy is that as soon as I bring up the topic of me inheriting a bunch of money, you want to suddenly show up to the funeral? You've proven yourself for what a horrible human you are to me, so I don't want to see you or your mom's face right now. Don't try to convince me to not get a divorce. I've already made my mind up, and it is over between us.
Did we really do that much of a wrong to you to be hearing something like this? What is so wrong about putting the life of the people that are still alive first before the dead ones? I was just doing my duty as a son. Is me being a good son really that bad enough of a reason to be getting divorced from you?
You're not in a position to be debating what's right and wrong right now. I'm tired and annoyed with you, so just get the divorce and have fun living the rest of your life with your mom, fulfilling your duty as a son.
Babe, that's not what I meant. You know this. I'll head over there right now, so let's talk about this in person.
Don't come over here. I don't care, and I've already made up my mind. My husband kept talking about how he doesn't want to get divorced. But as soon as my brother inherited all of the money, he didn't look back and agreed to getting the divorce. He didn't have any excuses to stay with me anymore. My brother was living with my mom and took her in even after he got married, and my sister-in-law did her best to take care of my mom when she was fighting her illness. There were no regrets in letting my brother have all of the money. Money can be made again, so it doesn't really matter after all. Meanwhile, my ex has been living with his mom again after he got divorced from me. His mom's been lazy, complaining about her hurting here and there all the time. He got tired of her very soon and wanted to get remarried to me, but I refused it right away and cut him off. I guess it's true that once you go through a big incident, your relationships with people become more clear to see. Those that will stay, and those that'll be gone will be gone. The only thing is that I didn't know that would be with my marriage, all because my ex decided to not come to my mom's funeral. I want to live on to make my mom happy, wherever she might be at right now. And this was my story that made me into the person that I am today.
Katie, we need to talk. Are you really not planning to come back home tonight as well?
A text message from you? What a disappointment. I was hoping it was from Daniel or Mark. You've been really annoying recently. Stop texting me unless it's something important.
I'm texting you because it's very important. I'm guessing that you're with Ryan right now.
Correct! I'm surprised that you got it right this time. We're on a date together right now. I guess you're finally starting to understand me. As a reward, I won't get divorced with you just yet.
I know that there's not much point in me doing that. They're going to hand me a new set of divorce papers as soon as something doesn't go your way.
Yeah, so what? I can do whatever I want to do. I only handed you those divorce papers because you didn't do as I asked you. You should be really grateful that I'm still married to you.
I've been wanting to ask you something for a while, actually. Why should I be grateful for you not divorcing me?
Are you seriously asking me that?
Yeah, I am actually. You do know that you're at a huge disadvantage right now. You should be grateful that we're still married. I have evidence of you cheating on me with at least 3 other men. I can hire a lawyer and take some legal actions against you. Are you really sure that you want to be acting so arrogantly towards me?
You're so funny sometimes. I can't believe that you're making empty threats to me now. You really need to think about the position that you're in. My dad is the CEO of the company that you work for. He's going to be on my side if we ever get into an argument. You're currently in the position to inherit my dad's company when he retires. If we do end up getting divorced, you're going to be fired from the company and lose your right to become the next CEO. That's why you should be grateful that I'm staying married to you. I'm going to keep on having fun with my boyfriends, and you're going to keep quiet about it. Do you understand now?
There's something seriously wrong with you.
If you don't want me to divorce you, you better not talk back to me ever again. Tonight I'm going to spend some time with Ryan, and I have a date lined up with Daniel from tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night I'm staying with Mark at a hotel, so I won't be coming home. I guess I'll come home the day after tomorrow at around lunch. You better not text me any complaints during the next 2 days. If you do complain, I'm definitely going to divorce you.
I'm just lost for words. You really are a terrible human being.
You better be careful with what you say. That's the kind of word that's going to lead to us getting divorced. It really would be bad for you if we got divorced, right? You really need to know your place.
Actually, I should be saying that to you. Do you not realize how much trouble you're going to be in if we get divorced and people find out about this?
I really don't care. I'm enjoying life right now, and that's all that matters. I've got to get going now. Please stop distracting me from my date. Goodbye.
Katie! When did you come back home? You should have told me. Also, why is there another set of divorce papers on the table? I don't think that I did anything wrong.
You finally found them! Took you long enough. There's a good reason for that. There was no food prepared for me when I came back home. I was really hungry. I can't believe you tried to make me starve. That's why I left the divorce papers. I expected there to be some food made whenever I come home.
How was I meant to prepare food for you when you didn't tell me what time you were coming home?
If you really want to keep being my husband, you need to predict these kinds of things. You don't want me to divorce you, right? You better do a better job next time.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry if I upset you.
I'll give you one more chance. Make sure that you don't make the same mistake again.
Okay, I'll be more careful next time. What time are you planning to come home tonight? I'll make sure to have some food ready for you.
What are you talking about? I already have plans for tonight. There's no need for you to make me any food. I'm spending the night at an expensive hotel with Daniel. We're going to have so much fun together. Enjoy the night by yourself. I'll come home tomorrow evening if you really want. I know that you miss me.
Actually, I have a week-long business trip for work from tomorrow. I probably won't be home by the time that you get back.
Wait, what? Who's going to do all the housework this week then?
I'm sorry, but I have to go on this trip. Your dad was the one that assigned me on this work trip. I won't be able to do any of the housework for a week, so I'll leave it all to you. No one's going to make you food at home, so I suggest that you eat out this week.
Are you serious? You're so useless sometimes. I have no idea why I got married to you.
Yeah, I feel the same way recently. I've got a lot of work to get done, so I'm going to get going.
Okay, that's fine by me. Now that I think about it, I'm kind of excited that I'm going to get an entire week free from you. I'm going to have so much fun with my boyfriends. I've got to start making plans.
Katie, what did I do wrong this time? I'm getting tired of this. Why is there another set of divorce papers on the table? I didn't see or talk to you a single time this week. There's no way I could have done anything to upset you.
Yeah, about that. You know what you did wrong, don't you? Don't you dare try to lie to me. You set up a hidden camera in our bedroom.
Wait, what are you talking about?
There's no point trying to pretend that you don't know. I can't believe how dumb you are. You left the camera in such an obvious spot.
Well, that's unfortunate. I didn't think that you would notice the camera. I guess I underestimated you a little.
I deleted all the data that was recorded, by the way. Mark was the one that found the camera for me. He's so smart. As a reward, I booked an expensive hotel room with him. I'm going to spend the night with him here. The divorce papers on the table is punishment for trying to spy on me.
Okay, that's fine by me.
You really are kind of weird, aren't you? I think it's creepy to set up a camera in my bedroom. What was the purpose for doing that? Did you want some videos of me while I had fun with other men? You really are kind of pathetic.
Actually, I was just trying to gather up some evidence.
For what?
I knew that you would invite your boyfriends over as soon as I left for a business trip. I needed some solid evidence of you cheating on me, and that's why I set up the camera.
You really are pathetic. There's really no point in collecting any evidence against me.
Actually, there is a point. I don't think many people would just let their wife keep cheating on them.
So you're trying to say that I'm doing something bad then? Are you really sure that you want to be accusing me like this?
Yeah, I'm saying that you're doing something bad. I am definitely not going to forgive you for cheating on me. It's also really annoying that you're not trying to hide it anymore.
Are you really sure that you want to be talking to me like this? If you're not careful, we're going to have to get a divorce. You're going to lose your place in my dad's company if we get divorced. Don't you dare try to argue with me. You have to let me do as I want or else.
Or else what? I really don't care anymore.
Wait, what? What do you mean you don't care?
I mean that I don't care if we get divorced now. I just handed in our divorce papers, actually. We're no longer married.
Wait, what? Did you really just hand in our divorce papers? You're just joking, right?
Not at all. I just handed the papers in about 10 minutes ago. We're officially divorced now, so I'm moving out. I already have a new place to live lined up, and that's where I'm going to head now.
No way! You had all of this planned, didn't you? How could you do such a thing to me behind my back? I'm so shocked. Are we really divorced then? Like, are we no longer married?
Yeah, we're no longer married. I'm also going to move out so that we don't have to live together anymore.
Are you dumb? Do you not understand what you've just done? Your life is pretty much over.
Do I really have to explain this to you? It's really not that hard to understand. I just handed in our divorce papers, so we're no longer married. I also hired a lawyer so that I can sue you for cheating on me. I have lots of evidence, and I also know that you've been using the money that I earned on your dates. That's enough ground to make you pay me back some money.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me. I think I'm doing what most people would do in my situation.
Do you not get that you just lost your job? You were meant to become the next CEO of my dad's company. How could you hand in the divorce papers knowing all of this? There must be something seriously wrong with your brain.
Don't worry, my brain is fine. I think there's been some misunderstandings between us. I was never going to be the next CEO of his company anyway. I never said a single word to you about this.
Wait, what? I always thought that you were going to inherit the company.
He already had some other candidates lined up for the position once he retires.
I didn't know that at all. Then why did you want to marry me? None of this makes any sense to me. I thought that you just wanted to marry me so that he would give you the company once he retired.
I married you because I used to like you very much. I thought you were the one. I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you. I guess I don't feel the same way anymore ever since you started to show your true self. Isn't that the reason why most people get married? Because they love each other and want to spend the rest of their lives together? I don't feel that way anymore, and that's why I decided to get a divorce. You really did a great job hiding your true self. I thought that you were such a kind and charming person. Ever since I found out that you were sleeping with other men 3 months ago, I've been collecting evidence so that I could get revenge.
What are you talking about? You must have a really short memory span. Didn't I just tell you that I deleted all the evidence you recorded on that hidden camera? You have nothing on me. I made sure that the memory card was completely empty.
That camera that you guys found wasn't the only one. I left that in an obvious position so that you guys wouldn't find the other one.
Are you serious?
There was actually a second camera that I hid. That one was much smaller, and I made sure that it was difficult to find.
You tricked me! I can't believe it!
That camera isn't the only piece of evidence that I have anyway. It wouldn't have mattered even if you had found the second camera too. I also have videos from the drive recorder of our car and also another camera in our living room. I have more than enough evidence to show that you've been cheating on me.
I had no idea you were spying on me in so many places.
I wouldn't have had to do it if you were being faithful to me.
I'm not going to forgive you for this.
I had such an easy time collecting the evidence because you thought that I wouldn't divorce you. I should thank you for making my job very easy. I don't really want to keep in contact with you, so my lawyer will be the one talking to you from now on.
Fine. I don't want to talk to you either. Sue me for however much you want. I really don't care. I'll ask my dad to pay it all for me.
I'm going to be discussing with my lawyer about how much to sue you for. I think that it's going to be around $30,000.
You can't be serious. That's so much money.
I am dead serious. You used my money without my permission on the dates, too. That's pretty much theft. You're also going to have to explain and apologize to the wives of the guys you've been sleeping with. I'm going to make sure that they all find out what you have been doing with their husbands. I'm sure they might want to sue you, too.
What? I'm going to be in so much trouble if you do that.
Do you finally understand the situation that you've managed to put yourself in?
I guess it can't be helped. I don't care about any of this, actually. I'll just ask my dad to help me out and to prepare the money. I'm tired and don't want to have to deal with any of this.
Actually, you won't be able to do that. Your parents told me that they're not going to be helping you out anymore. I told your dad about you cheating on me and he was very shocked. He cried and apologized to me as soon as I told him about it.
Are you serious? He cried? I don't think I've ever seen him cry. Why would he apologize to you anyway? It doesn't make any sense.
You really don't understand what you've done, do you? I'm sure that your parents will be in contact with you soon. They told me that you would have to pay all the money yourself.
No way! Are they really not going to help me?
You can discuss things with them directly. I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. I'll make sure that my lawyer gets in contact with you at some point later this week.
Wait, you can't go yet. Let's talk this out. I've decided that I don't want to get divorced anymore.
I'm sorry, but there's no going back now.
Don't be like that. I'll break up with my boyfriends right away. I promise that I'll never see them ever again. I was actually planning to stop sleeping around anyway. I thought it's about time for me to settle down with you. Let's forget everything that happened between us and start fresh together. I hope that we can find that spark again that we had when we first got married.
I left the contact details for my lawyer on the table.
Wait, are you not listening to what I just said?
You'll probably receive a text message from that number in a few days' time. Make sure you reply to him.
Please listen to what I have to say. I want you to forgive me.
I've got a lot of things I have to get done. Goodbye. After we finished texting, my ex-wife Katie started panicking and rushed back home. When she returned home, I was no longer there. Instead, her parents and the wives of the men that she had been sleeping with were waiting for her. All of the wives decided to team up and sue her for exactly the same amount. The amount of money that she owed everyone, including me, totaled over $100,000. After finding out that her parents were not going to help her, she tried to ask for help from her boyfriends. However, they all ignored her as their relationships with her were all casual. Currently, she lives in a rusty old apartment by herself and works multiple part-time jobs. I ran into her the other day, and she looked nothing like her former self. It looked like she had aged 30 years since I last saw her. I imagine she must be living a stressful and tiring life these days.